Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome for the very first time. My name is Kimberly, and super excited for you guys to be here. So let's get started. We are talking today about, this person that you are currently thinking about. If they were able to be 100% honest with you, what would they say? That might look very differently for a lot of you. We're talking about things that they may not have said to you, unspoken words. Some of you could already have discussions with this person, and this could be a confirmation for you. Really, we're going to keep it open to what Spirit wants to deliver. So make sure you're in the right state of mind to receive the messages for today, guys. And again, this is a general reading, but regardless, you should be able to tune in or pinpoint whether or not you chose the right reading for you guys. Okay. With that in mind, let's get into the pile selection. So we do have a different tarot deck for each of the readings today, guys. So for pile 1, we have the calcite crystal, salt rock, and we will be using the Edgar Allan Poe tarot deck for your reading today, group 1. Hear an engine starting. All right, so Edgar Allan Poe tarot with the salt stone or the calcite crystal, however you want to call it. All right, guys, for group 2 or pile 2, we have the black tourmaline. And we will be using the Eternal Whispers tarot deck for your reading today. Okay, the Eternal Whispers and the black tourmaline for group 2. For group 3, we have the Dalmatian jasper. And we will be using the Vampire Tarot for your reading today. Okay, so the Vampire Tarot with the Dalmatian jasper crystal for group 3. All right, guys, feel free to pause if you need a moment to tune in with the energy of the crystal, the tarot, or just the vibration of the readings in and of itself. So once you figure out what reading is yours, guys, again, we're going to be looking at all the details of if they were 100% honest, what would they say? And we're going to have a few of the oracles as well. So feel free to check the description to see what's in store for your reading. Once you're ready, I will meet you over there. Bye, guys. Well, hello, group 1. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the calcite, salt rock, and or the Edgar Allan Poe tarot, then you made it to the right place. Let's get right into today's reading, okay? What would they say to you guys? If they could be 100% honest, what would be the words coming out of their mouth? Would it be truths they need to reveal? Would it be unspoken words? Or I would even say confirmations of what you guys already spoke about. So we're going to pick up on that energy. We're leaving it open for spirit, for this collective to see what messages need to come through for collective 1. So thank you so much for being here as we're tapping into the energy. Spirit, thank you so much, as always, for being here for the collective. May we get the best messages, the most authentic messages for Group 1's higher self today, Spirit. Thank you. Okay. All right, guys. Let's see. If they were 100% honest, this person you are thinking about, what would they say to you? The Tower. Wow. Okay, so this is a major arcana, card number 16, Scorpio energy. What would they say to you? We're also getting the Page of Wands. We have the Seven of Pentacles. And in the reverse, we're getting the Ten of Wands. Wow. Now we're getting the Five of Cups. Okay. All right, guys, let's get the rest of our cards. If they were 100% honest, Spirit, what would they say to Group 1? We have the Ten of Pentacles. Gosh, for a second there, I thought it was the Death card just because of this skull. And just the imagery, but dude, this is the Ten of Pentacles coming through with the Tower. But there's a reason why I thought that may have been death. Maybe something has transformed. We got the King of Cups in the reverse with the Page of Wands. We have the Ace of Wands. Eight of Pentacles. Wow, I felt that coming. It's like a really interesting combination with the Seven of Pentacles here. Okay. And the Nine of Pentacles. Wow. Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Okay. I'm getting a very loud and clear message. This person okay. I feel as though this person in their independence, if you and this person ended things, or if they've walked a lone path for some time, whether it has to do with you or not, I feel as though there's been some sort of hard emotions that have been running and coursing through them. Sadness, something about this energy. So what they would say to you, honestly, I feel as though they would say that without you, it doesn't feel good. They're feeling heartbroken. They're feeling like they're mourning a loss, even though technically death didn't come out. So it does feel as though this person, when they are thinking about life without you or life alone, on a lone journey, it's brewing up some sadness, guys. It's brewing up some sad feelings. And the funny thing is, like with Nine of Pentacles, that's typically like someone's in their power. You know, they're on a really good, abundant path. They're feeling fulfilled. And really just good being alone. It's a very independent energy. Card number, it's a 9. So what they would say is they would want to be with you. They see a future with you. And it's like they woke up to this. I feel as though something shifted within them. It's like a big moment that just blew up. because we're getting the Tower. Now, the Tower could feel like very abrupt energy, but it's coming through with the Ten of Pentacles. And with the surrounding energy, I feel as though this person is, it's like there's been some sort of change. This person has evolved into a new way of thinking. I feel like the Tower has to do with perhaps old patterns, old beliefs, anything in the past that they held on to. It feels like it's been ripped out and something has been restored. It's like they found a map to success. It's like they found the treasure map and they weren't going to find it. They weren't going to get there without this Tower. And honestly, I feel like it was needed. And something about this independent energy. So they could have come to this conclusion during some sort of period where you and this person were not communicating. If this is a newer energy, then this is the road that this person has been on. If you and this person were or are in a no contact, this is feeling like a Tower moment for them. Something is being torn down and they're looking at things in a different perspective. In their subconscious, we have the Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck. After that, Two of Pentacles, the Hanged Man. This person has a fixed mindset. So even them looking into the future when it comes to you and them, it's a different type of energy, or I should say a different type of thought, a different type of vision that they are now able to access, able to see. And honestly, I do feel like this energy is coming through. They could be having vivid dreams. They could be having some sort of epiphanies in their dream state or in some sort of deep reflective state. So getting the feeling that this person is a little bit, what they would say to you. Let me get to the meat of what they would say, because honestly, I feel like, aside from what we talked about of them explaining to you that it doesn't feel good not having you in their life. They're feeling sad. They're mourning you. And this is what they would say if they were honest. They would say that this is a Tower moment. This is ripping their world apart and they're seeing things differently. They feel as though they see a abundant roadmap to the future when they are thinking about you. However, let's talk about other things, because another thing that they would say if they were able to, because I feel like this is the energy of them. This might not be something they explain to you. So however you and this person, however this connection unfolds in the 3D for you and them, this is something that may not come to light. You might sense this energy, but maybe not. Either way, what they would say to you is they're feeling like they lost control. They don't feel that they are in charge of their emotions right now when it comes to you. And it doesn't feel, it feels uncomfortable. That could be part of this destruction or this Tower moment that's occurring. Like this is what's activating them in that emotional sense, but it doesn't feel, like I said, comfortable. And they're coming through as a page. So because showing up as a King of Cups is not something they're not used to it, or they're just not comfortable being vulnerable or showing up in that emotional way, or even having emotions. I mean, this is the type of person that may be in that energy of the shoulda, woulda, coulda, like missing out on something that they lost. Either way, they would tell you that they have a lot of passion for you. They overthink things when it comes to you, and they don't feel comfortable coming through in is it a romantic way, Spirit? Or is it just an emotional way? Okay. I'm getting it's just in an emotional way because they do have those romantic feelings for you. They do want to work towards something long lasting. That is clearly in their subconscious. But look at how, like, these little devils are chasing this page. You know, this person could be moving not in the most, especially if there's been a standstill or you and this person have, this feels like it could look like this person ran. Something about their ego, something about their thoughts. Maybe the devil took a hold of their thoughts, and they ran because of their emotional uncomfortability when it comes to you and this connection. This could be what's been tearing down. But are they showing up in a page? So here's the thing. We got the Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. One of the things that they would talk to you about is that they want to build a foundation. I think one of the foundations they want to build is into their future, into their own stability, their own Nine of Pentacles, you know. But I also feel like you're a part of that in their subconscious with the Ten of Cups here. And we're getting it with the Ace of Wands, which is more of that passion. We see Edgar in his study, either writing the next amazing short story or poetry, or he could be writing letters to his, but I know he lost, I did a little research on him, but I know he lost his wife, who was his cousin, by the way, at a very young, she was very young, and she was very young when they married. Whether that means anything for you, age difference is coming through for some reason. But that might not be for everyone. But it could be letter writing, it could be journal, and then we also see, kind of like that pen, open book. So I feel as though this person this is what they would say. They would want to create some sort of, they would want to nourish this, not just in a passionate way, but that's what's coming through. They wanna move in your direction, but something is keeping them a little bit in it's like they just don't have a clear vision. With the Two of Wands coming in reverse, it's, they're just trying to get to safety. Oh my gosh, look at that. They tied him up and he's out floating. And then they're just looking at him. I'm sorry, this is the Ten of Wands. But you know what? With the Ten of Wands being here, and I saw the Two of Wands upside down. And so that meant something, guys. So I do feel like something about their vision and the clarity that they're looking for is still a little bit unstable. But Ten of Wands in reverse, to go back to the energy of just looking for safety, not wanting to be overwhelmed, not wanting to be stressed. And again, if they're feeling a little lacking control, like look at the lack of control, the open water, the ocean, he's tied down. He's a goner, right? Like if the sharks don't get him, if the sea doesn't get him, he'll starve. He's going to be in the middle of the ocean. And that is a very uncomfortable feeling, right? But this person wants to put some work into grounding their energy, I think. They want to make sure that this doesn't feel stressed, this doesn't feel anxious. So this is what they would tell you. They're working on gaining some sort of feeling of control over their emotions, over their sense of stability. They're working towards something independently. And in the process, they would speak to you about something transforming. Something about this energy has woke them up and is pushing them forward into a future, like the vision they do see is a future vision. And again, it could have to do with their own earthly, it could be their profession, their stability in some way. But again, they're getting that roadmap to treasure. So it's like they're on the hunt for treasure. And again, they're trying to have some sort of security into the future. So this is what they would explain to you. However, in the process, they're going through the mourning. They don't like not having you in their energy. And they are feeling very passionate. They want to lead. They want to nourish this, but are they going to be ready? And if they are coming towards you with some sort of communication, are they only showing up as a page? And if that's the case, they're still trying to get a hold of their, this is the type of person that may, feel like they're falling a little bit. But again, they may not understand if it's lust, love, heavy like. They know that they're passionate, right? Are we getting any clarifiers, Spirit, for any of the energy? Just because I'm curious about this page with the King of Cups, just wondering how this person is actually showing up. If they were 100% honest, what would they say? Wow, the Hierophant. So this is what is making them uncomfortable, thinking about commitment, thinking about that future within a romantic, loving. Are they ready? Are they going to run? Are they going to let their ego get a hold of them? Oh my God, what card is that? The Emperor. I don't remember that flipping up. That's nuts. But it goes back to the energy. They may not feel like they're the Emperor. It's like maybe they feel it on and off. It's like the Emperor wanted to show itself, but it's not. It didn't come out. So what's making them uncomfortable? Taking action, the Fool in reverse, taking that risk, that romantic risk in whether it's a relationship, long-term commitment. That's what they are trying to feel more comfortable or more control in. But it's not that they don't want it. I feel like if anything, they're feeling that they're missing out on it. Especially if they chose to walk away. But yeah, it's not feeling good not having you. The High Priestess in reverse. Okay. And again, this person may not be the type of person that goes inward. It looks like this person there's a lot of earth energy. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. It's like this person is trying to ground themselves. However, we are getting we're getting fire, we're getting cups, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. All right. I want to move on, Spirit. We got a lot of Oracle and looking at the clock here. Wow. All right. Splitting it on 2 animals that like cold. So there might be a cold chill in the air between the both of you. Even if the weather is hot outside, there might be a little bit of a chill. All right. I wasn't going to use this deck, but something called me to use this deck. This is the messages from Animal Spirit. I want to see what else they would say to you. What's the animal energy showing up? What's the message behind that energy? Only getting a couple of cards, Spirit, but what would they say? If they could be 100% honest, what else would they say? Okay, we're getting these 2. Bottom of the deck, Shark. Wow, and I brought up Shark. Like shark in the water of this 10 of Wands. But let's see. We got the mouse and the boar. You're overlooking some important details, so pay closer attention to what's going on. I feel as though this person would tell you that they are keeping tabs on you. They are the little mouse listening in on whatever it is that's going on with you. They're paying attention to detail. And again, if they were able to be honest, if they were able to say this to you. They would, that's what they would talk to you about. And I do feel like they're trying to make themselves small in some way. They might tell you they feel a little bit small. And then we're getting bore in the energy of charging ahead, boring ahead. Pig. Wow. Face your problems head on with confidence and courage, and you will emerge victorious. You know, maybe this person would want to say that they want to move in your direction. You know, we got the Ace of Wands here. They're feeling that take charge. It's like they want to move in your direction, but then their emotions get a hold of them, and then they may keep themselves stuck. But it's like they're circling you like prey in water, like a shark in water. Getting like Marco Polo. So they may be giving you a little bit, leaving you a little bit of breadcrumbs, like a mouse would leave a little bit of a nibble of a cheese, or the little mouse poops. I don't know if I could talk about that, but they're so tiny. I grew up with mice in the house, guys. Also, my mom's in the same house we grew up in Chicago, and she's like, there's mice again. I'm like, oh my God. Well, luckily they're not rats, because I live in a neighborhood where there's big rats. But anywho, it's a major city. What are you going to do? But let's move on. But again, there may be a little bit of something left behind that they may want you to, like a trail. But also it could be the energy of them finding a trail that's leading to the treasure map, that's leading to the gold, the treasure. So it's like they could be finding their way. All right. So I wanted to use cosmic insights, and then we're going to go to neon, because we're going to be real. You know, if they were 100% honest, what would they say? I feel like it's clear that whatever it is that's making them not say what they have to say is because it's uncomfortable. They don't like feeling these emotions. They're maybe not the type of a vulnerable person, or something is making them not want to or feel comfortable opening up to this energy right now. And, you know, we looked at finance, professional. It could be something in the earthly planes that they would talk to you about. Them just wanting to feel independent. But again, this is the Nine of Pentacles. This is not a queen or a king or an empress or emperor. So I feel as though this person might be in a good place. It might be rebuilding, you know, putting hard work in, putting effort in some area. But is it romance? So let's see. If they were 100% honest, what else would they say? Spirit, what do we need to see with the cosmic insights? Okay. So health, earth sign, you know, I did pick up on that very strongly. So again, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. It's like this person is trying to ground themselves, but it's very difficult. They're not the type of person that leads with their intuition. They don't feel like someone that goes inwards. Their emotional intelligence might be, I don't want to say lacking, because again, it could also be they were resisting. And then we got the love spell. All right, let's align this. You've been bewitched. Gosh, maybe they've tried to move on. Maybe they feel, whoa, Mercury retrograde. There it is. Time sensitive. I believe Mercury retrograde started. I forget what specific day, but I maybe be a couple of days ago, officially, right? So that could be something that could be meaningful for you guys, or that could just be, gosh, just a confirmation that this is time sensitive. This is happening in the very current energy. But also Mercury retrograde, like for every, it feels like you're going backward, the energy of going backward. Electronic issues, communication issues, review everything. And we did get the fact that this person is going through things in a very detailed way. Um, but it's a little bit behind the shadows, perhaps, especially if you guys aren't communicating. However, we're getting at the new bottom of the deck, date night. And that's the thing, they're circulating your energy. So are they going to go in? We're going to find out. But I feel like, again, to go back to what we're talking about today, they may say it's difficult to release you. They may even tell you that they've tried, but something about you is keeping them bound or directed or attached to you in some way. I feel as though that they would speak to you about healing. Could be mental health. I mean, I do feel like this person has gone through it. A Tower, a Five of Cups, that's hard energy. And they could be mourning multiple things, especially if there's been a breakdown in their life, especially if there's been a breakdown in their earthly pinnacle, if they lost their job, if they lost their home, if, it could be all encompassing. It might not just be one thing. But either way, this person is working very hard. And this is what they would explain to you. It's not bad energy. It's just that this person is going through it. And it could feel like that Mercury retrograde, like they may not want to make a decision right now because they're not sure how things would go. All right, Neon, love. Let's see. Spirit, we're going to get 6, and then the bottom of our deck is going to be kind of like that tiebreaker type of energy because there's like 50-50 energy in this deck. So I wanted to see, like, where are they? What would they say? What's the truth of it? So if they were 100% honest, what would they say? Let's see these details. Children. Vulnerability. Whoa. Committed. Guys, this is so aligned. Do you see it? All right, let's get 3 more, then we'll start. We got Polly. But you know what? It kind of just reminds me of unicorn. Polly might be something specific. I don't know what I'm meant to be with only one person for the rest of my life. This could have been the energy of them walking that single path. We're going to put it over here because, again, depends on the energy. Because it's like we got committed, but then we got poly. It's and that could be their shift. I mean, that makes sense, right? Super like, ooh. Laughter. And honestly, that doesn't even need to be a negative thing, Polly. That could just been something that they've kept themselves open, but it could also, be someone that labels themselves polyamorous and has multiple partners, and that's a lifestyle in and of itself. So again, the way I'm looking at it is not so much as a lifestyle choice, but more so of just being open, but not really locking in. And that's kind of what this person, and again, that could feel very lonely. Maybe they're looking at you as the unicorn. Love struck. Guys, we got nothing negative. What they would say, man, I'm wondering, are you arguments at the new bottom of the deck? Are you assuming the worst about this person? Maybe that's what this person thinks. I feel as though they would really talk to you about just everything that they're feeling if they were able to not run away from it. They would tell you how much they enjoy time with you, time spent with you. They would say that they love feeling vulnerable. If anyone was going to make them vulnerable, it's going to be you. They may see children in the future. We got the Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, children. Or if you guys aren't, wanting children, it could be animals. Just that energy of laughter, children. That could be that childlike joy that this person feels when they're around you. Again, they would talk to you about commitment, what they would want to give you, how they do view you. But again, would they share this with you right now? I don't know. I don't think so, guys. Because this person is not, but again, they're working on it. I feel like they're working on being vulnerable, right? But something about Mercury retrograde, this might take some time to develop perhaps, or to unfold. All right. That was tricky. Because I combined two of these message decks that I have. So I wanted, before we get into your advice, I wanted to look at some messages just to see like anything specific that they would say to you. They were 100% honest with this energy. I don't want to get too many. Okay. Let's just do this. I miss you more and more every day. We have time spent with you was the happiest time of my life. Wow. I can't stop thinking about your beauty. They're very passionate about you. I think it's more than just skin deep though. I'm showing you your wounds and things you need to work on. And this could be something that's a mirrored effect, guys. Whenever I get this energy, it's the feeling of, it's not that they're purposely hurting you or wanting to hurt you or be malicious to you, but they may be activating triggers that you are ascending. And I think that's pretty amazing. Whether this is a karmic connection, a soul, or some sort of soul connection that you and this person have. Either way, you're going to learn something. And I feel like this person, I don't know if that's what they would say to you, like, I'm showing you your wounds. But they may say, like, maybe it was meant to happen the way it happened between the both of us, in order for both of us to figure things out. You are my wish fulfillment, and I want you only. Wow. All right, bottom of the deck, we have, I treated you like an option, and I am sorry. Maybe that is the case. Maybe that's how it felt, guys. And I get that. If someone's not choosing you and it's kind of like not locking in and not really being honest and not really being forthright, you may wonder, how many other people do they have? Are they even that a good person? Are they even someone that could commit? So however it is that this person came through, and I feel as though they would talk to you about it. If they could, right? If they were 100% honest, this would be part of it. So I feel like this whole reading was really nice, but again, what makes it frustrating is, will this conversation take place? Maybe to some degree, if you and this person, have a moment to reconcile, maybe depending on, the energy, depending on you and your choice and, where both of you guys are at. Either way, I feel as though this is a conversation that, I feel like if you and this person were ever to go into the path of a committed future, a 10 of cups, a 10 of pentacles type of future, there has to be some sort of vulnerability. There has to be some sort of depth. And if this person cannot show up or bring it to some degree, it doesn't have to be, it just has to be where this person feels comfortable. And again, with the right person, it's not the feeling of losing control. It's the feeling of feeling safe. So if this person gets there and you are open to it, So with that in mind, let's get your advice. Okay, I wanted to end with Work Your Light, which is my first oracle deck I ever got for myself. Before tarot, by the way. So this was like such solid advice for me when I needed it. And I thought for a reading like this, we're gonna use Work Your Light. So let's see, Spirit, for group 1. What's our advice for group 1, Spirit? What do we need to see? Oh, my favorite card. Yes. Gosh, my voice was shaking on that. The initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. And you got the yes card. Wow. Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. All right. Some of you, you're on a path. This could feel like a soul connection that you're dealing with when it comes to this person. This person, there's nothing you could do to help this person figure it out. They're on the path. They've got the tower that shook them. They're understanding their emotions. Maybe they're trying to understand their emotions. That's where they're at. It's like they're feeling it, they're recognizing it, they're accepting it, but now it's kind of uncomfortable. They're trying to, maybe it's like that acceptance. So for you, the advice for you is you're doing it. Guys, you're going on a beautiful path. You're on a beautiful path of ascension in some degree. Whether you're going through a spiritual awakening, for those of you that know, you know. If you're on a twin flame, a divine journey. But others of you could be awakening in your own way, right? In your own spiritual, beautiful way. And honestly, you have a strong spirit team. It's like you're being initiated into something even better than you could imagine, guys. Don't be scared of walking through the threshold. And sometimes, in order to ascend, in order to wake up, it could feel really dark. It could get really depressive. So got the motorcycle in the background. You're getting there, guys. And it's a solid yes. Wherever you are headed, whenever you get that divine inspiration, that intuitive hit, Priestess at the new bottom of the deck. Or maybe it is the bottom of the deck. Awakening after that. Gosh, guys. So there it is. I feel as though you are a beautiful, divine, spiritual being. You are on a beautiful journey. And again, no matter what happens with this person, you are going to be on the best path where yes is that energy around you, that magnetic energy. I love you guys. I hope this made sense. I hope that this helped you in some way when it comes to this person and this energy. Let me know in the comments or send a like. Subscribe if you haven't. I'd love to see you again. And hopefully I will. Bye, guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome to your reading today. If you chose the Black Tourmaline and or the Eternal Whispers Tarot, then you made it to the right place, group 2. All right, so this person that's on your mind, we're tapping into the energy and we're looking at a lot of details today, guys, so I hope you're comfortable. But we're looking at if they were 100% honest with you, what would they say to you? What do they want to say to you? Or what are they keeping hidden or secret? Words unsaid? Or perhaps for some of you, you've already had this conversation and this is a confirmation, this reading. Regardless, whatever comes through for you, group 2, we're going to leave it open for our spirit, okay? Let's see what spirit has to say about what this person would say. Spirit, thank you so much for coming through, as always, for the collective energy of our group 2. May we get the best messages for group 2's higher self today. What do we need to tap into, Spirit? Thank you. Okay. They were 100% honest with you. What would they say? What in the world would they say to you, group 2? So we have the 9 of Swords. Spirit, what would they say? We're getting another 9 in reverse, 9 of Cups in reverse, which feels connected. This person. Wow, we got the Hierophant. This is card number 5, Taurus energy. And we got the Fool. Spirit, is this upright or reverse? Upright. Okay, so card number 0, Aquarius energy. So 2 major arcana. What would they say? Page of Cups. All right, let's see what's going on. Spirit, what do we need to see? The 2 of Pentacles in reverse, which, yeah, whoa, did you see that? Queen of Pentacles, look at how attractive this Queen of Pentacles. You know, they definitely see you. Another 9. Guys, we got 3 9s. 9 of Pentacle. Man, if we get the Hermit, but 3 9s. The 9th house, thinking of the 9th house, house of purpose, which is Sagittarius energy. But let's see what else. Let's see what else. All right. The Chariot in reverse, card number 7. And this is Cancer energy. Picking up on that Moon energy. Whoa. 4 of Swords. Okay, that makes so much sense. And the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck with the Knight of Wands. Queen of Wands. Ooh. Okay. Guys, I feel this person, it's pretty simple. I don't think it's complicated what this person would say, but something is keeping them up at night. I feel as though they would talk to you about them feeling imbalanced. They are going within, they're reflecting on you. I mean, part of what they're thinking about in this 9 of Swords is, I don't think it's all 9 of Swords. You know, the 9 of Swords energy is someone that's keeping themselves stuck. It could feel like, you know, you're overthinking, you're over worrying, you're hanging on to something from the past. You're hanging on to something ego-based. I almost feel like it's self-deprecating energy. It's something that this person is currently in. So if they were able to talk to you and be honest with you, they would express this to you. So however that's looking like in the 3D, if they're in this energy and in the 3D, they're not communicating or they're being a little, you could sense their energy is shut down or distance. It's because they are having a difficult time. And again, this is ego induced. This is something that they have full control over. But it's leading to a lot of imbalance within. And I feel like they're lacking that fulfillment too. You know, if I'm looking at the 2 9s and the 9 of Pentacles, you know, we got the 9 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles. Let's talk about that for a second. You know, this is the energy of 9 of Cups, feeling a little lacking fulfillment, feeling where something's missing. Yet we got the 9 of Pentacles, which feels abundant, feels fulfilled. So is this person doing good on their own? That could be the case. Maybe in romance is where they're feeling a little bit of lack mindset. That could be what's pulling them down. as they are thinking about you, I think a lot of what they would say to you too is how much they admire you. You're coming through as a Queen of Pentacles. You are someone that they admire in the sense that you got everything together. You don't need anyone to support you. You support yourself. You're very stable and you're a sight to be held, you know? Someone that is also full of wisdom. And maybe they would talk to you too about like knowing that that is also something that they are seeing that you might be missing in your world, that romantic fulfillment, that love, that missing piece, that missing link. And then in the center we have this Hierophant. And to me that feels like that commitment, that serious, the way this person is viewing this and how they would talk to you. You know, again, the Hierophant, that could be, you know, it feels like a marriage, right? It could be something that they express to you, you know, that they are considering commitment. This is something that they know would be fulfilling for them. Yet it's not that they're looking for it. They're not seeking it. They're not in forward movement over it because they're fine, right? They're Nine of Pentacles. They're good to go. But one of the things that's keeping them up at night, one of the things that they're sensing that there is something lacking. So see how we have the Fool and the Chariot, like it's just like mirrored. And the Chariot's coming in reverse. Taking a risk, like this person could be really talking to you about being caught between taking a risk and not taking a risk. Movement, and it could also feel like the energy of them expressing that they just weren't sure if they wanted to move forward in your direction. They weren't knowing what to do, but they're going to take the risk anyway. So this is something that would be brought up. Like, you know, I wasn't feeling it, but something made me do it. Something inspired forward movement, even though they weren't initially feeling it, because it's coming through with the Four of Swords. So I do feel like this is more in the arena of them thinking and gaining that clarity and insight of how they would want this to unfold, that conversation, because that's what it's feeling like for this group. Like a conversation that this person truly does want to communicate in real reality, in real terms. So I'm just beating them to the punch, I think, because one of the things that they're going to talk to you about is, you know, how they feel about you. You're producing within them some giddiness, some excitement. They have that crush energy, but they're looking at you, and they would express this to you, that they're looking at you in a serious way. Like, even though they're crushing on you, they have those butterflies. It might be a new beginning that they're envisioning between the both of you, even if you guys have history. But regardless, it is the action behind the intention. It's like their intention is serious. Their intention is knowing that this could be very fulfilling for them. And they're seeing this with very clear foresight. And I also feel like one of the things that, to go back to the Nine of Swords, right? It's like one of the things that they're being brought down is, I don't know, I'm getting comparison. Are you farther along than them? If they're coming through as the Nine of Pentacles and you're already in a Queen energy, Queen of Pentacles at that, maybe they feel a little bit behind you or mismatched. But again, it could also represent them wanting more for themselves. But I want to see what's going on with this Nine of Swords. What else are they? Because here's the thing, Four of Swords is such a great energy of reflective, not taking action. It's more of a reflective energy, but definitely you're on their mind in a healthy way of, taking action and making an offer. But then we get the Nine of Swords, and what's surrounding that is that distance, them looking through a lens, through a landscape, feeling imbalanced. So I want to see if there's any specifics with that before we get into the oracle. So Spirit, why is the Nine of Swords here? What would they say? What's going on, really? Why is this Nine of Swords here? What is this person thinking about? Whoa! So that's the love department. Four of Wands. Guys, that is like ultimate union card. That could represent a marriage. That could represent that happy ending. Four of Wands, dude. And we're getting the clarifier of the Nine of Swords, but this is stressing them out, apparently. And I think a lot of it has to do with nervous energy. You know, that fear, like when you are doing something that scares you, like for example, if someone is walking a tightrope or crossing a path in the sky. I don't know why I'm imagining that. And their legs shake so much because they're so nervous, they can't even take that next step. And that's such a strong vision that came to mind, but almost as though this person that's what it is. And that's maybe what they would tell you. So if they're acting, I don't know, how is that showing up in the reality? This is someone newer. They may, I don't know how that shows up for them, but let's see if there's anything else that they are. Okay, let me shuffle this real quick. For the Nine of Swords. But yeah, that's definitely weighing on them. Also represent like them needing to be more aligned with self. With the Two of Pentacles here in reverse. Whoa, the Devil in reverse. They're trying to heal this. They could be a thinker. They could be a person that really does tend to go into their ego. I'm envisioning sleepless nights. I'm envisioning them not helping themselves either. Like, I feel like blue light, like they have a lot of screens on, TV, computer, or phone, or tablet, or something. So it's like they're doing it to themselves, honestly, I feel like they're lacking sleep. Let's get one more, and then we'll perhaps move on. There it is, guys. I had a feeling, and again, this wasn't our original spread, but we got so many nines. All right, so this is how it's showing up. Now, whether this is a new person or not, this is going to look where this person is hesitant. This person has a hard time making decisions, taking that action. You might see them teeter-tottering between even just a simple decision of where to go for dinner. But I think a lot of that stems from nervous energy, from overthinking this, automatically assuming like this is marriage. Like people, you go on one date and then all of a sudden, like, I'm going to marry this person. And then, whoa, that's huge. And that's a lot to even think or allow yourself to go there. I mean, discernment out the window on that one, right? So maybe that's what this person is tempering. Okay. Bottom of the deck, what is this? Five of Pentacles. Abandonment issues. They could have been heartbroken. They could have dealt with disappointment in the past. They could have been rejected. Even this, taking that risk, but not really feeling that forward movement, that alignment. But they're going to step into the unknown regardless because they like you too much, right? But either way, that could be the energy of them healing something, some type of rejection wound. It could be hard getting rejected. And it goes both ways. It doesn't matter if you're man, woman. Sometimes it's just not mutual. Sometimes it's just not aligned. So that could be where this person doesn't is overthinking it. Could be putting you on a pedestal a little bit as well. All right, let's move on. Now I'm excited to get into the oracle. So I decided to start with the messages from your animal spirit guides because I want to see what animal energy is coming through for this person. We know what they would say to you, that they are stressing, they're anxious, that it took them a while to feel confident, but they have a future intention for this. And they see it with such clarity. They really like you. All right, so let's see. What else would they say? If they were 100% honest with group 2, what do we need to see? Rattlesnake. Ooh, I like it. Shedding one's skin. Cardinal. Oh, that red bird. That I always feel like whenever I see the cardinal coming out, there is a sign. Someone is looking for a sign or seeing signs. The red bird. We are through the year of the snake. That was past energy. This, again, it could be a reflective energy of this person, healing whatever it is from their past, shedding skins, walking a new path. But it took healing. It took that hermit energy. They could be I feel like they're past that because, again, the hermit came through as our clarifier of the energy. But I think right now they're still in that 4 swords, teetering on that 9 of swords. Like it could turn it toxic. All right, that's too many. I meant to get the bottom of the deck for your 3rd card, but here we are. Okay, camel, and so we're going to get a bonus card. Hawaiian owl, the pool, as our bottom of the deck. Woo. Wisdom. Eyes. Look at this. Is the only animal that came through with eyes straight ahead. So, bottom of the deck energy. This person you're always in their energy. It's constant. And it could feel a little bit excessive, which could turn into the 9 of swords, like overthinking, hyper-focusing, that addictive pull. So there could be a lot of that too from this person because they like I said, they truly are feeling your energy. I feel like there are some burdens or some humps, I should say, that this person is getting through. But they would tell you that they've come a long way or they're coming a long way. Depends on when this is communicated. They've healed a lot. They've shed. They would even express that they feel like they have transformed, have ascended something. What does this say? It says, the experiences that you're presently going through are an initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a healer. The term fulfillment with the 9s, the 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. So again, this person, I think a lot of what they would express is that you were someone that they could not miss. You are just sitting on this, I don't want to say throne because it's not that you are arrogant, but again, they're putting you on they're looking at you in such a beautiful way, but at the same token, it's like they're disconnecting themselves from you by doing that. So, but they would express that feel that this could have been fated, that they've seen signs, that they've journeyed through some difficult stuff, and that they're so happy to find you. And again, they see this as being something serious, something deep, something potentially soul connected. All right, so gosh, this person. And I'm wondering if we're going to get, let's see. I want to move on because I want to see what else we could discover of what they would say. Because honestly, it almost feels like this person is just revealing the journey of them stepping forward towards you. That's kind of what it feels like. But what else could we see, Spirit, if they were 100% honest with group 2? So far, it's stuff that they probably would express to you. But is there anything else? So, cosmic insights. Let's see, Spirit. If they were 100% honest with group 2, what would they say? Okay. What do we got here? We got water sign. Water sign might mean something. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces did get that Cancer energy with and Pisces. So water sign could mean something. Open up your heart. It will help you attract more love. Wow. And then they'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. So there might be a pause. It's not feeling like a full-blown no contact or anything like that. I feel like this is like a newer connection. This is feeling as though it's kind of a little bit of a tug and pull, getting to know each other type of energy. A page is baby steps, yet the intention is, like I said, goes a lot deeper, and that's what they would talk to you about. If they are taking a moment, for example, trying to pull back, trying to scale back so they're not overdoing it, overthinking it. Maybe they too are waiting for a message from you. They could be waiting all night for this message, hoping that they'll receive it. So they'll be back. It could go both ways. Give it time. Feels like nourishment, growth, everything in divine timing, let things flow. It's the feeling of 7 of Pentacles, really, where this is what they want. They want this to unfold. But if there's any hesitation, if there's any pushback, it's because they're nervous, which is such a simple explanation. But that could be debilitating when you really are digging someone. But again, that's also putting someone at a different level than you. So how that's going to work for this person when it comes to you, let me know. Manifest at the new bottom of the deck. All right, I want to see neon love. This is going to be a good indicator of what else we may not know. We're going to get 6 cards, and then our 7th card is kind of like that tiebreaker. We'll pull it from the bottom of the deck. All right, Spirit. They were 100% honest. What do we need to see from this person? Catfish. 100% honest. What do we need to see? Using you. Catfish. Moving in. Jealousy. Toxic. Let's get one more. This is telling the story, guys. Children. And then bottom of the deck, loser. Love after that. This is a line, guys. This is, all right. This person could be catfishing you. You know, again, I wouldn't put it past new energy to kind of like test the waters, see what type of person you are. And again, is that healthy? Is that something you should do? I don't know. I mean, I haven't dated it. I don't know. I don't actively date, so I couldn't tell you. But I will say this. With this day and age, with technology, I wouldn't be surprised if this person is snooping in some way. And again, it could be creating more nerves. It could be creating more of a disconnect in that layer of how they view you. Are they getting jealous by what they see? Perhaps, but that doesn't mean you should dim your light for them or for anyone. You know, if you decide to post because you are having fun, then do your thing. If you're posting it because of trying to get someone to be jealous, that's a different story. But that's not what I'm feeling here. I feel as though whatever it is that they are seeing, whether it's in real life or behind closed doors on the internet, social media, it's making them feel a certain way. It's making them feel, I hate to say it, like a loser, like they're not good enough. But they're starting to get there. But again, I feel like their ego pulls them down. So, moving in, I'm not taking that as literal. It feels like they're moving in on this energy, on this connection. Slow but surely. And you might notice with the Page of Cups and the children that this person is lighthearted. They're trying to make it a little lighthearted, even though inside it feels deep and serious and they're super gung-ho about you. So, wow. Do they think that, if they see, it depends on your situation, but this is a message, so I'm just going to say it. If they see that there's other people in your energy, you have other options, that could make them like project out, in their minds, like they're using you, they're not good enough for you. And that could produce some toxic energy. Again, it could be in the middle of the night. So it goes back to this person needs to find healthier habits, perhaps. So if they were able to be 100% honest with you, this is something I don't think they would share with you. Their habits behind the scenes, behind closed doors, that devil energy in reverse. Now, again, this could be something that they're healing, that they realize they don't need to do with the right person. But it could also just be habitual, something that they typically always do. They always, vet the person that they are digging. So, but if they could tell you this, they would. I don't know if you would want to hear that, but I mean, it's one thing to sense someone is maybe keeping an eye on you. But it's another thing to really know how deep it might go. So, but again, it could be you too, right? Like all of us are guilty of doing that from time to time. Again, this is the day and age, but I think the more woke you get, the more conscious you get, the least you don't do that as much, or you don't do it at all. You don't need to. You don't even think about it because you're present. But that's another story for another day, guys. But this person clearly is not present and they're going down the rabbit hole. So let's get into our message decks. We got 2 message decks combined. I want to just see what they would say specifically. You are my wish fulfillment and I want you only. I feel like that came out already. Look how many cards we have and that came out again. I will come back towards you when the time is right. Now, by the way, the 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, it could feel like that fulfillment. So maybe that's why this came out again. I'm making a different connection, guys. Sorry. All right, I will come back towards you when the time is right. So, again, I don't feel like it's a lot of distance in this group. I feel like it could be a little bit of a day, a couple of days you're waiting or they're waiting. And I feel like it's all like for this person, when it feels right. Like they're not just going to excessively message you even though they want to, perhaps. What else would they say? I've been working on my self-love and self-worth. I could see that. with the Hermit and the Four of Swords. You don't realize how perfect you are to me. I think we do. At least we do now that we read this energy. You're everything I want and need. Okay. Gosh, I just feel like getting one more. You're the best thing that has happened to me. Bottom of the deck. I keep dreaming about us together. And again, that could be fantasizing, which is why this person is lacking sleep. It could be honk in the background. It could feel a lot, guys. Good, bad, anything in excess could really deplete someone. And we've all been there as well, right? And it's even if it's something really good, like, if, for example, if you have a really good day at work and it's just such a great day, there's really good moments at work, and you come home and instead of turning work off like you should and be present and shift energy and shift gears, you might be reminiscing over the good day you had. But then eventually you realize that you're stuck in ego. Hours pass and you're still daydreaming in La La Land. You did nothing that you had to do in your evening time, your evening rituals. So again, and that's just what came to mind, but it's like the feeling of anything that you are thinking about, even if it's so sweet and so good to think about, eventually it gets tarnished. It's overused. It's too much. So that could be a lot of the Nine of Swords. So this person needs to temper themselves, their passion, their energy. All right, guys, let's get into your advice. Whoa, this person, let me know in the comments, if this is a new person, I wish you the best. I don't think this is a bad person at all. I just think they need to ground this, What is this? Soul family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Group 2's advice, Spirit. Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? Wow, 2 messages of for you, group 2, of pampering yourself in some way, mothering yourself. And also knowing that you don't have to do it alone. You have a spirit team, you have friends, you have family, whomever you need to it could even be a tarot reading, whoever you need to kind of connect to understand, to get some sort of alignment within, to get grounded. Empaths, high sensitives, connect with nature. And gosh, do I understand that. Especially, if you resonate with being an empath, especially a highly intuitive empath, it could be very difficult being surrounded by energy. It could be taxing. And especially if you are, falling into a new connection or being excited about someone or talking to someone, you could be focusing on energy elsewhere and forgetting about going inward, getting grounded, going back to your rituals. Oh, wow. Align your life. Exactly. Alignment. What does that look like for you to get into alignment? Spirit could be telling you to go into nature, going for a walk. There's like a heat wave going on in Chicago right now. Some parts of the world as well. I know last week Europe got hit really hard. I'm not sure if it's the same this week, time sensitive. But if you're stuck indoors, for some of you, or even if you're not, maybe even just meditating or journaling, or like I said, mothering yourself, taking a bath, making an appointment at the spa, taking a day off of work and playing video games. Whatever, like I said, whatever that looks like to kind of click back into alignment. So Spirit is saying you are such a divine being as well, and you have such a strong soul team. And it's okay to ask for help and to call in help and even ask for signs with the cardinal if you need it. If you need it. Okay? But my advice would be to just always just let go and trust. You know, whether you're seeing signs or not. I'm starting to believe that signs and synchronicities are just spirit's way to check in with you to let you know you're on the right path. At least that's what I always think of it as. Because I don't ask for specific signs anymore. I used to, trust me. But now it's like it just happens. It just happens so frequently. It's out of control. So if I assign everything I see to something specific, it'll drive me mad. So it's just now understanding that spirit is always there, always around and working and helping. And yeah, it just feels really good when you understand that. All right. Well, with that in mind and with that being said, I love you guys. I hope this made sense and gave you some insights to this person, to this connection. Let me know in the comments. Send a like. Hopefully, if you haven't subscribed, hopefully you will, because I'd love to see you again. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. Welcome to your reading today. If you chose the Dalmatian Jasper, also called mottled stone, I think. But either way, Dalmatian Jasper and the Vampire Tarot, then welcome to your reading group 3. So, we're using the Vampire deck. If they were 100% honest with you, what would they say to you? What would they say to you? Would they be revealing a truth? Unspoken words, or is this a conversation you're just going to be confirming with this reading? We're going to leave it open and see what messages come through for the collective. Group 3. All right, a couple of cards fell. Spirit, thank you so much for coming through for the collective energy. May we get the best messages for our group 3's higher self today. Thank you so much again for tapping into this energy, Spirit. I heard I want to suck your blood. Maybe because it's the Vampire Tarot, but what do they want to say to you? All right, but let's get serious because let's keep an open mind. I'm not sure what messages are coming through, so let's see. They were 100% honest with group 3. What would they say? All right, 2 are fallen, and we're going to take it separate. One fell on the ground and one fell on my lap. Whoa, we got the Lovers and the 7 of Swords. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen this card. God, what a dope deck. It's a cool image, but 7 of Swords, which could feel, that's the Liar card that is, it's known as the Liar card, but how that's going to show up in this reading, but we are talking about 100% honesty in what they would say. That's going to be interesting. So let's see. By the way, the Lovers is card number 6, Gemini energy, which is that air. And then we're also getting another 7, the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Spirit, what do we need to see? They were 100% honest. Okay. 2 of Wands. What another dope card. Gonna have to showcase this deck for a whole reading, I think. The Wheel of Fortune, card number 10 in the reverse, Pisces energy. So we have 2 major arcana, 2 sevens, and a 2 of Wands. Okay. All right, Spirit, what do we need to see? If they were 100% honest with our group 3s, Spirit, what would they say? Oh, wow. How dramatic. King of Pentacles. Let's... Okay, we're going to take it upright. I just wanted to check because it fell in reverse on the ground, but once it's on the ground, it's kind of fair game. Okay, that's interesting. King of Pentacles with the Seven of Swords. Why is the Lover's here, Spirit? What would they want to say? What could they say? Knight of Swords with the Lovers. That communication energy. Which is the Lovers too, because that's Gemini Mercury energy. Now we're getting the Knight of Swords. The Star in reverse. This is what it looks like. Aquarius, card number 17. Coming through with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. Eight of Swords. And another king, a King of Wands. What is going on, guys? Okay. Four of Wands in reverse with the Hierophant and the Hanged Man. Eight of Cups. Okay. I feel like this person, gosh, this is an interesting energy because with the Seven of Swords that popped up as our first card, I was wondering if Seven of Swords was going to come through on any of the readings today, and I kind of already had in mind that if Seven of Swords came through, it's going to be one of those readings where there is a truth that needs to be revealed. And it might be more of a secret truth. But I don't want to tie into that or lock in with that yet. It is coming through with the King of Pentacles. So one of the messages that I'm getting, okay, there's just a lot going on here, guys. But one of the messages, to go back to this, is that something about not showing up in their... I feel like they're being a little bit more hidden, more mysterious. When it comes to their King of Pentacles, this is a person that's not really open or able to open up easily. They could be a little bit more hard to crack, if that makes sense. So I think that's more where the Seven of Swords is coming, that energy. I don't think it's a secret. And again, not yet, right? I'm not sensing that. But more so of a feeling of them being a little bit more mysterious, them not really showing themselves. And even looking at the way this is, it's like that Matrix where Trinity moves so fast that it's like a blur. Or is that Neo? Neo moves so fast it's like a blur. And then these, what are they called in the Matrix? I forget. The guys with the business suits are shooting and they're missing. I feel like I'm watching the Matrix right now. So the point I'm trying to make is dodging bullets, dodging questions. If you and this person are communicating and this person is not really opening up, or I think that's what it is. You know, we're asking about if they were 100% honest with you, what would they say? They would reveal that they are pretty good. They've come a long way. They've journeyed a lot. They don't have a lot. They're not a talker. So I think one of the things that they would explain to you and express to you is that I don't think they would do it in a bragging way, but they would express that they are financially sound. Professionally, they are happy, they are secure. And they don't vocalize this. So this could be a little bit more veiled in mystery, where you wonder, like, how does this person make his money, or their money, or her money, or how does this person afford that, or how are they able to do this, or whatever questions circulate your mind, group 3, about this person and how where they are financially, they're coming through with the King of Pentacles. So I think really they are sound, they are stable, they are able to back it up, as opposed to, them being an overspender and careless with their money and falling into despair. We didn't get that. So that could be where the Seven of Swords energy is. Okay, so let's move on. And I definitely will get some clarifiers on Seven of Swords, see if anything shows up. But there's just so much going on. I want to move toward the suits. So we got we got 2 kings, and we also have a knight. I feel like one of the things that this person is also comfortable in showing up in, or as, whether they're male or female, it doesn't matter. It's the energy with this King of Wands, is a very passionate type of person, very confident, knows how to walk into the room and take command. Whether it's just by their demeanor, their swag. Gosh, you might not be the prettiest person, but if you have swag, that goes a long way in my book. So I feel like this person has that. They have that, and they have like that mystery surrounding them. So it's like almost feeling like a superhero, where they could, like, what is it, Clark Kent and Superman, where you just wonder about this person. But if they were able to be honest with you, they would reveal that, yeah, I could back it up. This is actually who I am. Wow. Now, I do want to talk about some other things that they would tell you. I think a lot of what they would talk to you about is some of their beliefs when it comes to romance. I feel as though they've been stuck in a lot of maybe toxic situations or entanglements. I feel as though they lost their hope along the way, that they lost their stamina to even seek what's out there. I feel as though maybe anything that they were nourishing or building or trying to create some sort of foundation never really materialized. And that's giving a little bit of that hopeless energy that is in the center here. I think this is something that they would confess. I mean, I don't think whether they would actually share this with you in reality, I don't know. It depends on how deep this connection may end up going, especially if you build that friendship. But I do feel as though part of this person's journey is that feeling of, not really wondering, did they get the bad lot in life? Are they the ones that are doomed to be alone, even though they're kings of wands and pentacles? Like, they got it going on, right? They got it going on. They got that secret vibe to them. They have swag. They don't even have a secret to reveal. The secret they would reveal is how humble they are and how much they would want to share with you. So I feel like one of the things that crosses this person's mind, and this is something they would share with you if they were able to get deep and vulnerable, maybe they would talk to a therapist about it, but it's like their feeling of I don't want to say lack mindset, because I don't think this person has gotten this far in a lack mindset, but maybe when it comes to romance, they've been burned too many times. I feel like if this is specifically geared towards you, they could tell you, they lost out on you. If something happened between you and them, which may not be for everyone, but it is a feeling that there could be for some of you a little bit of a distance with the Two of Wands here. And something that they would share with you is that they don't feel fulfilled, even though they should. Everything on paper, everything's going good in their life, but now they lost their star, they lost their hope. Something about this foundation wasn't supported. And now they're feeling trapped in knowing exactly what they want, what they envision. So for some of you, it's a new person and this is old or the path that this person's been walking. And for others, this is one in and of itself, where you may have created this, or I shouldn't say you created it. I feel like the energy in this dynamic was created and there's a lost hope. Now we have the Lovers and the Knight of Swords and getting strong communication energy with this. So for some of you could be talking, or there could be a gap that's being closed currently. There's forward movement potentially. So again, that might look differently. It depends on where you are at in the timeline of this energy. But it's like a choice that this person has needed to make when it comes to romance. And that's whether or not to pursue or to move forward, to build that foundation. Because I don't think it's gone well. And if you're a part of that. But let's go deeper, because now I feel like there's a few things going on and I want to kind of unpack this. So, of course, let's start with the Seven of Swords. Ooh, I'm like shuffling upside down. That just feels weird to do it that way. So let me fix that. All right, Spirit, what do I need to see? Seven of Swords. What is this? Queen of Cups. Wow. What is the Seven of Swords here, Spirit? And this person's, what would they say? Ten of Swords in reverse. Wow. Okay, this goes back to past disappointments. Maybe they're really conscious or using their own discernment of whether or not they're going to get betrayed in some way, whether or not this is going to go sour. It's like they want to see the swords coming. So, gosh, is that what they would tell you? You know, listen, I have my walls up a little bit. I just want to make sure that I'm not going to get betrayed. Maybe they've gone through some sort of ending. It could have to do with you. Hanged Man, kind of not knowing if it's upright or in reverse. Again, this is a perspective. Let's see. And now we got the Ace of Swords again with the Hanged Man. Not sure if it's upright, in reverse, so we're going to keep it sideways. Finding clarity. Gaining awareness of making that offer, moving forward. Maybe hiding, like maybe, gosh, a little bit of self-sabotage I'm getting too. Like them not showing up like they should in their beautiful, full version of self because they're not sure, they're stuck in a perspective, they just don't want things to go south. So then, Spirit, let's get some more clarifiers. I want to go deeper with this energy of the Lovers. Is it a choice? Is it just the energy of the Lovers? Seven of Cups, a choice. Gosh, options. Okay. Now, this is taking a little bit of a different path right now, guys, but it could be that this person is also weighing options. It doesn't necessarily mean other people, but when it comes to not really sure of being in that hopelessness, not really building any solid foundation, it could be the energy of not really knowing what decision to actually make, what path to, or who to lock in with. It could be trapping them. It could be trapping them, guys. When it comes to being in a romance, Five of Pentacles, gosh, abandonment, wounds, hiding from the popo. Look at that. Behind a dumpster. In an alley, begging for change, maybe stealing change. I don't know. either way, they may share with you to go back to the energy of them having had disappointments, having been through rejection, having maybe even been abandoned. And I don't think maybe you have a layer in that. There's a layer of that in this energy, but I think there's a lot more going on, which is why I feel like this person is a hard shell to crack. They have a lot that's weighing on them that they are not expressing. And again, it's like they're sitting, it's like they're like the bubble person, you know, like they don't want to get hurt. They're like rolling around in a bubble. Gosh. So with that in mind, I want to see, so now the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, which we didn't really talk about, but I want to get some more in that. But it's feeling as though there's maybe a cycle or a pattern that this person may have been stuck in. Could have to do with options. This person really wasn't locking in and being serious with any one person in particular. Maybe giving false hope to people. It could also be something that they would confess. The energy of what they've been in. It may not have been something that they're proud of. But they are coming through as a King of Pentacles, and that's the funny thing. It's like they know that they could be a beautiful match to someone. They know they could offer the world to someone. They just haven't done it yet, or if they have, it backfired. So with that in mind, I want to see what's going on with the wheel. Is there gonna end the Two of Wands? Oh, that was a surprise. The High Priestess. Okay. Divine intervention, divinely guided, fated, a cycle, a pattern. I feel like this person needs to tap into their intuition. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. Pentacles could be very slow movement, very slow moving energy, guys. So what they would express to you is, I need to move slow. Oh my God, look at, there's another, is that a king again? King of Swords, another king. And this one is in reverse. And that's the King of Swords, having to do with communication, having to do with wisdom, going with their intelligence, going with their logical mind. Maybe that's not what they're doing right now. Maybe they're focusing on going inward, getting aligned with self, with the Four of Wands in reverse here. And they could also be tapping into their intuition when it comes to romance. So this is what they would tell you about. Like it feels like a therapy session. Like this person is discovering what's going on with them and what's blocking them in relationships. So what does that mean for you? Do they like you? Do they want you? Do they... I don't know. Let's see. Let's get into the Oracle. If we could get more detail, Spirit. Manifest. Let's flip that. Let's see. If we could pick up on anything else this person would want to express, if they were able to be 100%, what would they say? What else would they say? Besides why they're blocking themselves, or why they're using such a maximum amount of discernment. I don't even know if I could say it's discernment, because it really does feel like a block, a wall. But it's not that this person is ice cold. It's that they are, it's like stone carvings, like it's detail, and you got to be very careful, very precise. This is the energy this person is showing up in. It's like they're being careful. All right, guys, let me move on. So messages from your animal spirit guides. I want to see, I wanted to start with this deck to see what the animal energy is, or any messages. They're 100% honest with you. What would they say? What's coming through? Wolverine. You're a lot tougher than you think you are. Gosh, I was getting that superhero. Wolverine, if you guys know X-Men. this person is very tough. I think they would tell you that they have another side to themselves. Condor. Ooh. What a magnificent bird. You're too enmeshed in this situation, so step back and see the bigger picture before making any decisions or taking action. And that's what this person is doing. They are circulating, they are analyzing with a fine-tooth comb. It's like they don't want to give their energy away more than they feel they should or need to. Even if it's you, group 3, it's like one of those things where you can't take personal, because I feel like if it was anyone, this is how this person would be showing up. And again, this is what they would be expressing to you, that they are using discernment. They are taking a step back. They are watching, they are looking, they are making sure. It's like they want to protect themselves. Bottom of the deck, ladybug. Oh my goodness. It's like they need luck on their side. Maybe they're waiting for the ladybug to land and then they don't know what to do with it. And then all of a sudden the ladybug flies away. I don't know why I just got that feeling of like protecting something very precious. But again, to go back to the energy of just really needing luck, you know? Like it's like this person doesn't really understand, you know, how energy works, maybe. Even like tapping into their intuition could make them feel, you know, actually, no, I feel like tapping into their intuition is making them feel stronger, but then their logical mind goes out the window. It's like they need to combine both, maybe, because their ego is blocking them. All right, I want to move on to cosmic insights. I want to see what else we could gain or glean from this energy of what else they would say. Gosh, okay, now we're gonna get some other perhaps details of what they would say about to you. What else would they say to you? Okay, we got pets. Getting a new pet, giving a current pet more love. Okay. Intimacy. Oh, gosh. Petting. All right, my mind went into the gutter. Sorry. Open up your heart. No, at the bottom of the deck. Wow. Honeymoon after that. It's like this person, gosh, could really be resisting. It could be some sort of self-sabotage at this point. But with the King's upright, it might not be there. It might just be very slow. And where this person could really press the brakes in any reason. And maybe that's what happened. It's not the right time. We see a bumblebee. But then we also have open up your heart, intimacy, and then I got that little bit of that imagery. But so maybe this is what they would express to you, that they are stuck in the in-between. You know, the yin-yang of wanting to open up their heart and really being vulnerable and really allowing this to unfold and being intimate. And it doesn't necessarily mean physical. It could be there's so many forms of intimacy, you know, emotional, physical, friendship, whatever form, right? And I feel as though this is kind of what they would tell you, but then they would also say, but something makes me say no, or something makes me press the brakes. That's what I meant to say. Are they gaining some sort of comfort with pets. Maybe. I mean, getting a new pet, giving a current pet more love. But also, you know, I feel like there's loyalty in this energy. So, this is revealing a little bit more of maybe how they are viewing you. In this resistance, though. All right, let's move on to Neon Love. This is going to be interesting for this reading. We're going to pull 6 cards and get the 7th card as kind of like our tiebreaker, because this deck has a lot of like 50-50 type of energy with emotions. So let's see where this person, what this person would say to you. Let's see if there's any other things that we could see. All right, we have communication, that came in strong. Boundaries, oh my gosh, guys. It's always aligned. I love you, Spirit, thank you. Dreamy. Friends with benefits, FWB. Chemistry. Super like. Okay. And then bottom of the deck, incompatible. And then situationship after that. So, gosh, this person, this could be what this person is comfortable in, guys. Situationships. Short-term, friends with benefits type of situations. And again, that could have been good enough for this person. But when they're showing up as a king of wands, a king of pentacles, maybe it's not good enough. And I think that's kind of what's shifting, is them placing boundaries. And maybe when it comes to your energy, and what they would say to you is, maybe they don't want, it's either they don't want friends with benefits, they don't want it to go there, they want to see if this could be developed. But honestly, it's also that they would tell you, you know, this is kind of where we could start. They may say that, like, let's just see how this goes. And so they may try to avoid that conversation of exclusivity, if that's how you pronounce that word. But to go to the energy of them finding you super attractive. So here we're getting a little bit more of that detail of how they view you. And it's coming through as very passionate. You know, dreamy, super like chemistry. And we're also getting communication. So I feel like a lot of where you guys could be at right now is in the realm of, could be texting, messaging, and even if you're seeing each other in person, it might be those slow moving conversations. But as far as what's going on in your connection, it may not be shifting. Because again, if this person is now having their boundaries up, if they are realizing that they don't want this to be a FWB, or they want this to be more. However, it could also be the opposite, where they may, that could be their boundary, where they just would prefer it to be very surface level, nothing committed. So that could be something that this person might say. But honestly, with the King of Pentacles, I don't feel like that's what they feel. So you need to use your discernment when it comes to this energy as well, guys, because again, like friends with benefits, that, you know, if it works for you, it works for you, right? But some of you might want something a little bit more deeper. And I feel like that's kind of what this person wants too. But they lost like hope in it. And I don't know, I feel like they're gonna need someone, maybe it's you or maybe it's someone else, I don't know, that's going to have to wake them up as far as like, are they capable of falling in love? I do feel, though, that they are interested in you and they do have their sights set on you, but it's, and again, with the Two of Wands, but it's coming through with the Eight of Swords, excuse me, which feels like it's making them feel trapped. So even if you are the person that is making them think differently about their romantic endeavors, it's still making them, you know, it's like DEFCON 5, like they are on high alert. And again, this could be really wounded, but we didn't get wounded energy, but it could just be where this person's at. So we're getting into their messages. Pictures of you still make me smile. They could be looking at pictures of you guys. They definitely find you super attractive. And honestly, if that's something that they are focused on, could turn them on. I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about the last time I saw you. I became numb because I refused to take accountability for my behavior. Wow. Right, these two are coming through. I miss the feeling of your body on mine. I can't keep pretending that I'm okay without you. Gosh, I'm not sure what's going on in this connection, guys, but for some of you, it could have been a short-lived experience with this person. But others of you, this could be someone newer that it hasn't gotten there yet in the physical intimacy department. However, if it's starting to feel like this is where things are headed, like the next stage of this connection, beware that this could be a conversation you guys have. If you bring up exclusivity, if that's what you want, and this person might not be matching, even though that's kind of what they want, you know, it's like a double-edged sword, this person. But does that mean this person's playing games? I don't know. It could feel that way, but I don't think so. But either way, for you, group 3, you know, this person, that's just the journey they're on when it comes to love and romance. Whatever it is that happened in their life, their experiences, it's led to them having all these huge walls up and having those type of surface level experiences that really are more like karmic connections. Are they learning things? Maybe this is the first time they're actually pausing to consider a different way, a different path, because they're showing up as kings. It's like what they deserve isn't matching as far as what they are taking, are getting. Okay. Wow, guys, let me know. I mean, if you're willing to put some patience, but is there a foundation that's being built between the both of you? You know, that could be something this person talks about as well. Like, I'm not good at this. I want to be, but I don't know. It's like this person is, their actions might not be aligning with their communication. All right, so let's get into your advice. We got Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? I love that energy. Mother Mary. We have Answer the Call. What is your soul calling you to do, group 3? Okay, this one fell on the ground. Oh my God, the ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Funny thing is, we're talking about like this person is hard to crack, but the advice for you is cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Maybe for you, you're the one, your shell is already cracked open. You seem like an energy that's healed a lot and also knows how to go inward. Spirit is saying, it's okay to pamper yourself, to mother yourself, however that might look, especially if you're going through and dealing with some difficult energies when it comes to romance, specifically perhaps this person. But the ever unfolding rose is the energy of allowing things to unfold, not controlling outcome, and gosh, and going with your own intuition, your own judgment in this energy with this person. Yes, you guys have chemistry. The lovers came out. There is a connection. But the choice is up in the air for this person. And a lot of that has to do with their old past beliefs, their old way of doing things and living the course of life that they've been living. But they have a lot to back up their, it's like they're in their power, but they're misusing it, perhaps, or maybe they need to activate their boundaries. I'm not sure what they've experienced. So again, guys, release those thoughts about this person. Like even me, I'm falling into like trying to overanalyze for this energy, but it's to the point where you can't focus on cracking open this person. This person is gonna lock in potentially when they are ready to lock in or not. But either way, it's gonna unfold the way it unfolds. And Spirit is saying just allow yourself to be completely aligned in whatever it is that you do in your forward movement. Answering the call is going with alignment, going with what is lifting you up. So consider that when you're dealing with this energy. If this person is bringing you down and stressing you out more so than making you feel happy or lifting you up, it's one of those things where you might want to consider yourself, is this a karmic? Is this a pattern I need to move on from? So again, there's a lot to think about, but this person needs to go to get, they need to talk to someone or they need to heal it. But gosh, if they were able to be honest with you, it literally would feel like a therapy session. That being said, this is where we're going to leave it, guys. And I hope this made sense. I hope it helped you in some way with this energy, with this person. Let me know, leave a comment or send a like. Subscribe if you haven't, and hopefully I will see you again, guys. Bye.